What is up, guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you guys are new. Hi, it's Keisha. Nice to meet you all. Get in here because we've got quite a bit to get on into. So we're gonna go ahead and talk about this new situation that's happened with Ice Spice and her former bestie Cleo, who is also an artist herself. She's like a more smaller artist and independent artist. So yeah, I've never listened to her music before. Let me know whether it's worth checking it out, because I'm actually trying to get into new music, because a lot of the songs nowadays from artists, there's some that I love and there's some that I'm just like, I just need proper music back. But we're going to be talking about Ice Spice, who is somebody who is no stranger to this channel. We've spoken about her a few times and I've given you guys my thoughts and opinions on certain things, and I still stand with that. I feel like her songs are trash. I feel like the only song that gets me up and going is probably Delhi. And if someone held a gun against my head, oh my god, we're getting really dark now, aren't we? If someone held a gun against my head and told me, give me a song to play, and out of Ice Spice's catalogue, it would have to be Delhi. But even at that, girl, I don't even know if I'm feeling it or whether my ass is just feeling it, because it's like bam, bam. Anyways, yeah, I just don't take Ice Spice too seriously. But I think that she wants us, I've always said this, I feel like she wants us to take her seriously, because I know a lot of her fans are like, guys, her music is just for vibes. I don't take her too seriously. Like, yeah, she's not the greatest lyricist, but for me, I just feel like she's relying on a beat. I feel like without this beat, yikes, you know. And I've given you guys my thoughts and opinions on Ice, and I thought that, you know, some things that she's done is quite strange, and she's somebody who, I mean, it's like Cleo said in her TikTok 5-part series that she did yesterday, right, which we're going to go ahead and touch upon some of like the more important, the main things. But you know, it's like Cleo was saying, like, Ice Spice doesn't know what grind is, because Ice Spice never really truly grinded. It was more so luck. And that is the truth. It's not like a thing where she'd been posting for years and years on SoundCloud, or she was trying to get her name out there, because she started out as a meme. To me, she's always going to be a meme, because I don't take her seriously, and the only time the crowd takes her seriously is when she's bent over and twerking. Now listen, I might tell a joke, but I never told a lie. And tell me I'm wrong, okay? Maybe there's a song on an album that I haven't heard that is actually really good and really showcases Ice Spice's potential. But to me, it's a whole bunch of farting, pooping on people, talking about, oh god, I can't even keep up at this point. Anyways, let's talk about what her best friend Cleo had to say. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I thought, because I always saw them together in pictures and stuff. I know who Cleo is, but I never did a deep dive into her music or really checked her out like that. But I always thought, you know what, these are two pretty best friends, they look good together, they can dress. Yeah. So I didn't know that. I thought they were childhood best friends. I thought they've been friends for a very long time, but no, turns out they've only been friends for 2 years, just right before Ice Spice's career was blowing up. So for the people who are probably going to be like, okay, but you know, you were only with Ice Spice because you were using her. Well, no, because she was friends with her right before her career blew up. I do want to start off by saying there's so many things that we can learn from a situation like this. You shouldn't be calling every and anyone your friend. I mean, is this somebody that you can truly confide in? Is this somebody that you could call if you literally were taking your last breaths, or like you needed a favor, or you just wanted someone to rant to? Is this somebody who is a listener? You know, all these things. Or maybe once upon a time she was this before the fame, but then the fame got to her. Based on the story and based on like the 5 parts, because yes, it was 5 parts of her, you know, sharing her story, and she did get quite a little bit emotional during it. It could have been a thing where fame has gotten to her head, and, you know, the amount of people in her comment section telling her, oh my god, you're so beautiful, you're this, you're so this, you're so that. I think it does get to you when you hear it constantly, and I think that's probably what's happened in Ice Spice's case. Anyways, let's go ahead and touch upon a few things that Cleo had mentioned. So basically, Cleo is an independent artist herself, not as big as Ice Spice, but, you know, still making records and has fans of her own. And I do want to clarify that she has fans of her own. And the thing I like about Cleo anyways, at least from these videos, is the fact that she knows her worth, and she knows that, hey, I don't really have to align with you or attach with you to be something. And it never was like a beneficial relationship where I post you, you post me kind of thing. It just felt authentic and quite natural, hence why there was really no complaints about their dynamic at all. So yeah, Ice Spice would be going on tour, and she invited Cleo to come with her on the road for a month, right? A month is a very long time. You're telling me 31 days I'm going to be with you? I need me some space personally, but of course these are both artists, so, you know, this is going to be a great moment for the both of them, for different reasons, right? For me personally, I need my own personal space. Yes, we can go on a tour together, but I'm gonna need my own place. I need my own hotel. Girl, I don't even want to be on this tour bus, respectfully, but because I love you and because I love this great opportunity you've invited me on, I'm going to come and do it too. But is it just me who feels like I need personal space? Like, yeah, I love you. Hi, bestie. Cool. But girl, I need to breathe. Sometimes I just need a bit of peace and quiet, you know? I've always thought, like, how do artists do that? Like, when they're on the road with, like, friends and family, like, of course it's beautiful and it's a great thing. And I think it's a privileged thing to be able to do, because not every artist can do that. But, yeah, I've always wondered, like, okay, when I need peace and quiet on this bus, am I gonna get it? Anyways, so Cleo at first was like, nah, I don't know if I can come on the road with you for a month. Like, what would I be doing? Like, I've got a life of my own. Like, I've got a boyfriend, I've got family, I've got fans who want to see me post. Like, I've got things that I need to do, like sponsorships too. And I really like that she reiterated that point, because I already know what the comment section was going to be, mainly from Ice Spice's fans, you know? So Cleo's basically letting it be known that, yes, I might not be as big as Ice Spice, but that doesn't mean that I'm not booked and busy, bitch. I've got my own things to do. So I think she was going to decline it at first, but then Ice Spice kind of hit her with the, oh, you can open for me on tour. Let's go on tour together. So of course, any artist hearing that is gassed and is like, you know what, this is going to be a great opportunity for me. And so she accepted. Now, there was clearly a lack of communication from the two of them, but also Ice Spice to her team. I don't think she actually fully vocalized, hey, I'm going to be bringing out this girl called Cleo. She's actually one of my best friends, and, you know, let's have some fun this summer. There was a lot of things that weren't organized. Cleo didn't know where she was going to be staying. Now, that's the first thing. If we're talking about tour, I need to know, okay, what's the hotel situation looking like? What's my role going to be in this? Like, what do you guys want me to do? What can I expect from you guys? You know, just clarity. And there was literally none of that, okay? So Cleo even mentioned that, you know what, she's an independent artist. Yes, she has money in her account, but we're not talking funds like the way that the label funded Ice Spice. So they would be staying at 5-star hotels at every single location they'll go to for the tour, right? And Cleo just didn't really feel comfortable with that, because it's 5-star hotels and she couldn't afford it just like that, and she'd have to go ahead and, you know, give them some coin too. Now, I don't know whether I'm the problem here, but if I'm Ice Spice, I'm somebody who clearly likes to flex a lot and clearly is buying jewelry, and, you know, as much as her album might have not done well, she still is, she's still making her money, right? This is the question of the day. Are you going to, like, we know Cleo is not broke, so are you gonna do her a favor and just pay for her at every location you go to and just pay for like an extra room? Or do you want her to fend for herself at every single location? You have to understand that this is 30 days on this tour. We're going to different cities, different, you know, what are you gonna do? For me personally, a part of me is like, you know what, I would just like do her a favor, because, you know, I called her up for this, and apparently Cleo wasn't getting paid for anything. Now, this is the part that just gets me, in the words of Nikia. The part that gets me is the fact that, okay, yeah, I'm helping you out, but I want to get something at the end of it. Does that make me a bad friend for wanting that? No, I want to reap the benefits of this too. Where's my paycheck? And I'm not expecting it directly from Ice Spice, but from the label, because I'm opening for you. You know, as much as it's a great opportunity, I don't want it if it means that it's just gonna be people like recording me on the night, like, oh my god, this person's here, and that's it. Like, you do want some sort of beneficial gain, okay? And that's not, you want beneficial gain from a friendship, but it's what you want beneficial gain from this opportunity of you being on tour with Ice Spice, okay? Cool, because there's gonna be people in the audience who do not know who Cleo is, and they're gonna get introduced to her, and, you know, all these things. So that was one thing. She didn't know where she would be staying. Turns out that they wouldn't, like, it turns out Ice Spice was just doing her own thing. These people, like, hardly ever really spoke. Anytime they did, it felt like it was going to get confrontational, because Ice Spice just likes, she seemingly likes to argue a lot. And she's just not, like, a good person to talk to. That's pretty much what I'm getting from this. Now, I was wondering, okay, so didn't you notice all along? But then again, I'm thinking that maybe fame truly did change this person, and it got to her head and, you know, inflated her ego and all of that, right? So that's what I'm assuming has happened here, because there's no way I'm going to be friends with someone or put up with somebody where we can't tolerate each other, but we're just here for the sake of being here, you know? I feel like the older we're getting, the more we realize that peace is so important, and protecting your peace. And anyone who's not going to protect, like, anybody who wants anything other than peace, bitch, open the door, walk right. In fact, you can walk right into it. They could have done better with sorting out the hotel situation, talking about finances, funds. It might be an uncomfortable, iffy conversation to have, but it definitely is an important one if you're going to be on tour with this person for a month, okay? And that's where you truly get to know who these people are, when you're, like, living with them. I mean, they say that about, like, partners too. Like, you don't know your partner until you live with them, apparently. Oh my god, I literally need to just tap in my makeup real quickly. Guys, I'm literally going out right after this video. I was literally rushing to, like, do this video, but I'm good for time now, so I'm really happy for that. So yeah, another thing that was mentioned that I find to be very interesting, because, you know, when someone blows up and blows up quite quickly or seems like an industry plant, we always, not we, but a lot of people always say like, this person has lost their soul to the industry, you know, this person is soulless or whatever. And I take with that a pinch of salt. I think sometimes people are just trolling and doing the absolute most, and people are just reaching. But I'm not gonna lie to you, there isn't much that I get from Ice Spice. Like, I don't get much personality, and granted, you could be a private person, which is fine. And I think that's why people really liked her in the beginning, because she was private and she appeared to like mind her business until things started getting messy with the whole Central C situation, and with the whole like Nicki Minaj text messages being exposed by another one of her best friends too. Something that I probably should have mentioned earlier also is the fact that she was exposed a couple months ago by a previous bestie of hers called Baby Storm. Now, I know a lot of you guys call her a rapper and artist. I call her a troublemaker. But yeah, so she exposed a lot about Ice Spice, and a lot of people did not like what they saw on those text messages, where they felt like she was disrespecting Nicki Minaj. How could you disrespect Nicki Minaj, the queen, the queen, the queen? I said this at the time of reporting on it, that how you feel is how you feel. We don't know what happened between the two of them, but we do know that Ice Spice felt that Nicki Minaj was being ungrateful. Yeah, I just feel as though that was one sign that I knew this lady thinks that she's bigger than what she is, and thinks that she's really the ish. Oh my god, not me quoting her lyrics. Maybe she's iconic. I'm sure Nicki has her moments. I'm sure they didn't meet eye to eye with everything. But I wouldn't call Nicki ungrateful. Now, there's word on the street that Nicki wanted Ice Spice to sign to her label, heavy on it, but then Ice Spice wasn't feeling it. To be completely honest with you, you can love Nicki Minaj down, but I don't understand why I would sign to you if you're also an artist right now. Like, you're currently still making music, and also, what's your portfolio looking like? Like, who are the other rappers you have? Okay, so if a rapper denies wanting to work with Nicki in terms of like being a part of her label, I think there's nothing wrong with that. And I respect somebody just being able to be like, you know what, you're a GOAT, you're a legend, but I'm just gonna go with my other options for now. There's nothing wrong with that, okay? I just don't understand the ungrateful part. I wish there was more to that, but of course it was just like a conversation between Ice Spice and her best friend Cleo. Her best friend Baby Storm at the time. Baby Storm was still wrong for that. Baby Storm was wrong for leaking that message, but yikes. Ice Spice album sales, yikes. Ice Spice monthly listeners, whoa, it went down I'm talking like over 30 million people stopped tuning in. Now, listen, okay, I don't want to come across as a bully or a mean girl or anything like that. I just feel like wrong is wrong at the end of the day. And if it's true, everything that Cleo was saying, because there's multiple sides to a story, I think that Ice Spice will come out and make some sort of statement or something. Or maybe she won't. Maybe she will think like, you know what, Cleo is below me. She is not on my level. I'm gonna rise above it. I'm gonna rise above it and not give her any ounce of attention. I do think she should make a statement, because there's been two former friends now exposing you. And that to me shows that maybe you're not a girl's girl. Maybe you don't know how to keep a friend. Yeah, another thing is I think that Ice Spice is a pick-me. I've really been holding that one in for a long time, but this kind of, I feel like, confirms it, because later on in, there's 5 parts of this, 5 parts, bitch, I was going to sit on here and react to it, but maybe I don't got time, okay? And quite frankly, I don't think you guys have that much time too. There's 5 parts, right? And they were quite lengthy videos. But something that I noted down was Cleo said in the last part that Ice Spice would have like her friends and like a lot of guy friends be there and stuff like that. And of course, listen, if you've got guy friends, that's cool, innit? Love that for you. You're allowed to have guy friends, you're allowed to have girlfriends, you're allowed to have whatever it is you want to have, okay? But I just feel as though, where are the other girls at? Like, is this one of those situations where you seek male validation? You're like one of those people who are like, you know what, I don't like hanging out with girls because they're so difficult. You know, girls are just so different. They're too bitchy, they're so mean. While sometimes that can be true, Ice Spice strikes me as somebody who would say that. I'm just gonna be completely honest with you. So when Cleo was like, you know, there'll be a lot of like her guy friends there, like, you know, playing basketball and stuff like that, I'm like, where are the girls at though? But yeah, now listen, in some people's lives, like, I'm not judging you, but I'm judging you. But like, there are some occasions where this is just how your journey has gone, where like you've really meshed well with guys and you just haven't found like a good friend who's a woman or girl, you know? That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who intentionally seek guys as opposed to women, and then let guys know, I don't like getting on with girls because they're bitchy and because they're mean and because they're always like gossiping, when it's like, you do this same thing too, don't try it. And that's what Ice Spice gives me, to be honest with you. And I feel like her true colors are coming through. I feel like she genuinely believes that she's more successful than she is. Now, she is a successful artist. For what reason, I don't know. Is she a cute girl, whatever? Can she dress cute sometimes? Yes. Am I still trying to work out, is it a wig? Yes. But my goodness, that ego of yours. Eesh. And I know she was burning inside when she saw the monthly streamers. I know she was burning inside when she saw, yikes, people weren't really buying my album or even checking for it in the first place. You know, so, or not for the right reasons. Maybe that's her karma. I think karma looks different for everyone, and I think that you do something wrong, you put out so much venom and meanness, and you treat people like absolute shite, what do you expect to happen back for you, okay? But yeah, she does seem quite soulless to me, and I think sometimes I look at her, I'm just like, is there much there? Is there much back? Respectfully, okay? And there's also a video of her, like, there's a video of her and other people, like, praying, I think before she was going on show, before she was going to one of her shows, right? And everyone was like praying and gathering together, and she was just there doing emotes and literally just like posing, and I'm just like, girl, this is not the time. Like, this is somebody who, I don't know, it's one of those things where it's like you truly lost yourself and something's deeply wrong with you, and you can be saved. And I don't even mean like in a religious type of way, that's an option, sure, but I mean like you can, like, maybe therapy, maybe just sitting down and breathing and having a conversation and put your phone away. Like, there's several things that can happen there. Or it's a thing where it's like you just are so hyperfixated on your looks and image, and it just has to be on 10 24/7, which is quite sad, to be honest. And if that's the case, then I don't know how you can really save someone like that, because I feel like they're so far gone now. How are you posing during prayers? And if you don't want to be a part of the prayers, you could have stepped out, or just, you know, just respectfully kept it quiet. You don't have to, like, you know, just, there's a way to be respectful about it. And I feel as though that video was insane. When I saw it, I genuinely was like, this lady is not real. What other things did Cleo mention? Cleo mentioned the fact that, you know, there came times where her and Ice Spice just wouldn't be talking like that. Like, Cleo would try and play games with her, like, let's play Uno. Who's not down to play Uno, right? Ice Spice would just be like, yeah, after the show, I just want to go straight into this room, and then let's just go on a tour bus, okay? And there'll be times where she wouldn't even mention when she's ready to leave the hotel. The other people would just, like, get on the tour bus, and then Ice Spice would just still be at her hotel. And then the other, like, Cleo would be thinking, like, okay, but why am I on the bus then, where it's hella uncomfortable when I could have been in my hotel room sleeping, okay? To me, the lack of communication, I don't think it necessarily stems from lack of maturity. I think it's just you do these things when you don't like somebody. And I think you're trying to make it clear to that person, I don't like you, bitch. Why are you still messaging me? I don't rock with you. I will happily reply to you. Give me about 50 minutes. I'm going to pretend I didn't see your message. That's what it's giving me. Because my thing is, if you're really my bestie, I'm going to make sure I pick up the calls, reply to the text, and make sure you're good and comfortable throughout this entire process, which is new for me because I've never been on tour before. I'm only going to imagine it's new for you as well. You know, that's what it should have been. Anyways, yeah, so this is insane. This part is the part where I do not condone violence of any sort, but this is insane. My hands will be doing, what do you call it when you're bouncing on a flipping trampoline? Wait, I had a joke, but then it just didn't bang. Basically, pretend your face is a trampoline. I'm joking. It's a joke, please. If you're new around here, also, don't take me seriously, because I don't take myself seriously until it's time to take myself seriously. But if you take me more seriously than I take myself, then it sounds like you're the problem. This is the part where I genuinely would have to grab her by the hair and figure out whether this is a wig or not. Okay, let me tell you why. Cleo mentions the fact that, you know, Ice Spice is a star. You know, Ice Spice has a security, and rightfully so. There's gonna be people who try to run up on her and do the most. Like, great, she has security. But to my knowledge, anyways, you're meant to be best friends. You know, make sure everything's good. Ice Spice has her luggage, she has her bag, she's on the road for 1 month, she's packing. Cleo does the same thing, she's packing, she's excited, she's got everything, her toiletries, makeup, hair, everything, all right? So she's got bags on her. She's got bags. The security is taking Ice Spice's luggage to where it's supposed to go, right? He refuses to take Cleo's luggage. And I'm just thinking, this is weird. This is very weird, because I think that if Ice Spice wanted this to have happened where he takes her luggage, then he would have. If she literally communicated to the security guard, yeah, hey, you know, take my besties as well, because he's on your payroll. Do you know what I mean? His job is to get the job done and protect you. So the fact that Cleo literally, her bags are just there on the floor whilst, for me, I'm such a sensitive person. I'm so emotional. I would probably let out a tear. I would let out a tear because I just feel like you're disrespecting me right in front of my face. And I don't know, when she was like expressing that and like tearing up and stuff like that, I felt that. And I felt, damn, if I was in that situation, it's a thing where like I wish I could like, and I would respectfully like ask, is everything okay? Like, whoa, like I can't carry these bags myself. It looks hella embarrassing. That's what she said. Like, it looks embarrassing fans seeing me carrying bags. I've got loads of bags on me. People are asking for pictures and stuff like that. Like, it looks embarrassing because you should have your ish together and someone should be doing it for me and not myself. These bags are heavy as well, which I was like, you know what? Fair enough. Okay. The only thing I should be carrying is like my handbag on me, but not luggage full of items that are heavy. Okay. So this wasn't the first time. There was another time where she left her bags there thinking it would be safe. You know, I can trust these people. Everything's cool. Tell me why. Sorry. You're not going to believe this when I say this, but tell me why someone spent $700 from Cleo's credit card. The way everybody has to stay where they are. Stay where you are. Pull out the receipts. I need to know where you were at this time of this transaction being made. This is insane. So basically someone used her credit card when she wasn't there. I mean, first thing, listen, it's not a blaming game, but also it's a credit card. I'm going to make sure I always have my handbag on me. But also when you're on stage, that's the perfect chance for someone to literally go into your bag and do what it is that they want to do. And someone spent like $700, I think, at some sort of like, I can't remember what store it was. $700 is a lot. Even if someone took $50 from my credit card, you're asking for death, basically. Stealing is just weird. It's just weird. It really is weird. Yeah, till this day, we don't know who did it, but Cleo was able to dispute the claim and she's all good with that. And she said that, you know what? I didn't even want to bring it up to Ice Spice. So that tells me that Ice Spice is somebody that you can't even talk to. If you can't even say, hey, someone's gone through my purse and taken money. If you can't say that when you've just gone through something so tragic, that is saying a lot about Ice Spice, you know? For me personally, I'd be running my mouth and yapping to the point where you guys would want me off of this tour bus. Because, sorry, I want to know who did it. I'm also not going to look at people the same. I'm gonna be like, don't get too close to me. I should have bought a safe. I should have bought a safe and put my things in there and lock it. But she didn't think that she had to because these are all my besties. Girl, they're not your besties. These are co-workers. These are strangers to you, okay? Cleo also felt like, you know what? I can't really talk to Ice Spice like that. Like, we can't even kiki and chat like that because she's always with her boyfriend, Riot. Stop playing with him, Riot. I'm not gonna lie, she ate with that. I'm not a full-on hater, but when I hear that as the ad-lib sometimes, in the beginning of her career anyways, not so much the songs now, like, stop playing with him, Riot, I'm not gonna lie, she ate with that. It's a good tag. Anyways, so Cleo also pretty much put out there that Ice and Riot are together, and that's why I'm just like, okay, with the whole Central C situation, I mean, was that even real? I don't know, girl, my head is, I can't even bother to cram all this information right now. I don't even know how I'm doing it, but smash the like button. Seriously, like, the fact that I'm remembering all of this whilst I literally have something else I need to remember whilst I'm going, it's a lot. But anyways, yeah, so it got to a point where Cleo was like, you know what, let me make friends with everyone else around, like, I have to. Let me make friends with her makeup artist, let me make friends with her hairstylist, and that she did. So she made friends with them, and then Ice Spice started clocking that and was kind of treating her even weirder, like, why are you talking to the people that I work with? What? This person doesn't like you. This is somebody who truly has letting fame got into her head, and maybe she hasn't always been nasty or egotistical, but Jesus Christ, like, what? And Cleo's probably thinking, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I'm going to hold my breath. But sometimes you need to speak up, you know, because some people don't actually know where they've gone wrong. Some people are so used to their own behavior that they need someone to call them out at times. Now, are they going to listen and change? We don't know. But you have to communicate that to people, because some people truly are so tapped and so far gone. They don't know when they're being bitches, basically. Even though I feel like you should know, you know. But yeah, so Cleo would get close to her makeup artist, her stylist, just, you know, because they were all like in the same hotel room, because Ice Spice, I think it's hairstylist or makeup, I can't remember, one of them was like, you know what, Cleo, come stay with me, stay in my hotel, whatever, because obviously the makeup artist's hotel would be covered by Ice Spice's label, because that was a part of the budget, but Ice Spice didn't have enough money for Cleo. the label didn't have enough money for Cleo, which is absolutely insane. And that's how I know no planning went into this, because shouldn't Ice Spice have gone to her team and her label and been like, yeah, we'll bring Cleo on tour of us, like we need to cover her expenses too. That's insane that I have to dip into my own pocket just to make things work, when I'm like, am I even getting anything out of this? You know, I just don't know if that's actually how going on tour truly works. I feel like much planning, like there wasn't much planning gone into this. And even when Ice Spice was announcing a tour, shouldn't she have mentioned that, okay, starring Cleo, like Cleo will be opening for me? Why is this like a last minute thing? Anyways, yeah, so that happened. Now, you know, Ice Spice is allowed to want space when she's on tour, because, you know, it's a lot of pressure on you, you know, you're performing, you know, so many people around you, sometimes you just want peace. But the thing is, she wouldn't necessarily be going to have peace and quiet. She'll be hanging out with like other people, hanging out with her boyfriend Raya, and Cleo just started to feel left out, and I can understand how she would feel that way. And there's nowhere you can truly go, okay? Because, bitch, you need to be on and off that tour bus, bam, 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 bam. There isn't much freedom. They're not really exploring, because like she mentioned, Ice Spice wasn't down to have fun or do anything. She was just like going into one room and then on tour, you know? So that, to me, girl, I'd rather be at home in my bed. I'd rather be at home in my bed. I'd rather have peace of mind is what I'm trying to say, okay? So, yeah, that constantly happened. And another situation that was just like foul is the fact that like they would eat without her. Sorry? Something that I need for my body, food, the nutrition I need for my body to get me functioning. You want me to perform for you, babes? How am I going to be performing when literally I haven't eaten in hours, right? So guess what? They go to Texas, I believe. And Texas is known for like their steaks and everything. And Cleo's thinking, you know what? I'm going to be able to eat. Like, I want to try some food. I'm hungry. Ice Spice and like people of her team have like mentioned that, you know what? Like, there is no food. Like, we'll just wait. Like, we're going to find somewhere. Cleo's like, I'm so hungry, as you would. Like, you know when you're hungry, you start like getting mad at everyone. But she didn't do that. But I'm just saying, like, that's when you just don't trouble me. I'm hungry. Let me eat first. Okay? She's that hungry. Now they go for like a desert apparently. So that's their excuse. Oh, we're in a desert. Like, where are we gonna find food? So my thing is, yeah, how are you not as upset or angry as me? Like, I'm hungry. Do you know what hunger can do to people? These people are too calm about it, basically. That's how it was portrayed during these TikTok videos, right? I was like, what? Food? Turns out, guess what, guys? Guess what? In fact, I'm gonna take a sip of water. I wish it was tea. I wish it was some piping hot tea, but no, it's water because it's boiling hot here in London. Yes, you heard me correctly. The sun is actually out. It's breaking news. Oh, girl. Ooh. Not me dribbling like I'm a little baby. Do better, Keisha. Do better. They go to eat without her. Ooh! Do you want to know another ooh moment? Another ooh moment is because they went to go to get a steakhouse. Now, this is the part where I'm like, you know what? God, please just hold me back. All right? You wanna know why? Because the audacity and cheek. You hear me nagging and complaining, I'm hungry. Can we stop off and find somewhere? Like, can we Uber Eats this? And everyone's like, no, we're in the middle of a desert. A deserted island. Oh my God, we can't do that. So telling me you guys went to go and eat. But Cleo wouldn't have known that because she was constantly she felt she had to constantly hang out with the hairstylists and makeup artists, and they were all cool with it. They were all cordial with it. It wasn't a thing where like she was just like attaching to the makeup artists didn't like it. They were all good with it. They made friends through that, and she thanked her in the TikTok video. So you guys are gonna go and eat steak without me when you know I'm hungry and you didn't want to tell that? Like, you hate me. Just tell me you want to kill me to my face, basically, you know? So to me personally, I think that would have been a moment where I would have been like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. Now, I'm guessing contracts were signed, but also this whole situation just doesn't seem serious. Like, it doesn't seem like there was a plan put in place in the first place. So, bitch, if I didn't sign nothing, I'm going home. I will find my way. Do you know what? I'd rather stay in this desert than be with people who do not even like me, okay? So, I mean, for me personally, I'm not Cleo, so I can't tell her what to do or what should have happened. But you know what? I'm going to say this. If that was me, I think that would have been my final straw. Actually, no, my final straw would have been the $700. Sorry. As in, I'm still around people who could have possibly taken my $700. Yikes. And you're telling me no one saw what happened. Anyways, and also it's the audacity and cheek to literally swipe my card knowing I'm on stage or doing something and absent. That is someone who's secretly plotting on you, and I don't know, it's weird. There would be tension where they'll be like in the same vehicle as each other. I'm like, girl, yikes. To me, And those are like a few things that she stated, right? And there was so much more things that was mentioned in like this 5-part series on her TikTok. I'll link down her TikTok so you guys can go ahead and check it out because it's quite a lengthy one. But those like the main things. It's the food, it's the stealing money, it's the horrible attitude, like the lack of communication, prioritizing the wrong things, just being a bitch, basically. You know, my thing is, girl, like, how about we get better music? You know, I don't know whether it's a Taylor Swift look that got to her. I don't know whether it's a Nicki Minaj collaboration that has made her think that she is the ish. Not me quoting her words again. Baby, you ain't even the fart. You are just diarrhea. Let me stop it. But, all jokes aside though, this is actually really sad and I really do feel bad for Cleo. I mean, in that same breath though, I'm not going to sit down here and be like, oh my god, stream her music because I feel bad for her. That's sad. No, I mean, you guys can tell me whether her music is banging or anything because, again, I do want to get into like other artists because I feel like it hasn't been fun. So if she's an exciting artist that I should get on into, then please let me know. But I feel bad for her because she thought that Ice was her best friend, but Ice is just like, girl, bitch, you're just here because I need you, you know? And here's another thing, actually. Cleo also mentioned that with the whole situation that happened a couple months ago with her text messages being exposed, obviously Ice Spice knew the damage was done already for her career. Of course, keep going, keep doing this, trying to like win people back. But like a huge chunk of her audience was Nicki Minaj fans. It was the Barbs, right? So something that I think was slowly getting to Ice Spice is the fact that like she didn't want the media to think that she was a bad friend because Baby Storm was putting out so much information about Ice Spice and like how Ice Spice was just like a crappy friend and, you know, all of that. I still think it was wrong for Baby Storm to have gone on the internet, but I mean, it's done, it's happened now, and I just don't know how I feel about someone like leaking someone's messages or like putting screenshots on the screen. I think context matters though. I think sometimes you just generally do have to defend yourself, and I think it is important to show evidence and show proof, or as Gen Z love to say, I say Gen Z like I'm not Gen Z, as we love to say, the receipts. But yeah, anyway, so I think that really was getting to Ice Spice's head because then Cleo was saying that after that situation, she noticed that Ice Spice was like reaching out to her more like, hey, let's go and attend like a basketball game. Like, hey, come be by my side and everything. And I just thought, yikes. That's weird. That's truly, truly weird, mate. That's weird. I'm going to say this, and I'm understanding that this is probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but when have I ever been scared of an unpopular opinion? Let me know. Never, basically. I honestly feel as though, yeah. Okay, so basically. Okay, hold on. Let me think before I speak here. Let me think a little bit at least, you know? Let me make sure my lip gloss are popping before I start talking my talk. I truly do believe, yeah, that Ice Spice used her for convenience because, you know, when a lot of like mixed race or like light-skinned people come into like the rap industry or come into like predominantly black space, they get hit with the question of like, oh, what's your ethnicity? Like, what's your background? Like, what are you mixed with? What are you this? Are you that? How black are you? Blah, blah, blah. All of this, right? And I think because she was so close with Cleo in the beginning and I used to see them join to the hip a lot of the time, she'll be like in her music videos and stuff genuinely supporting her, right? I think that we had nothing to say about their dynamic because it looked authentic, it looked natural, it didn't feel like it was forced. And you know, it's such a strange conversation that people are so obsessed with someone's ethnicity and race and, oh my god, like, how black are you? Like, do you have any blackness? Like, are you attached? Like, all of that I try not to get involved in because we look it's just silly. It constantly happens. It's just silly. And I don't know. Anyway, so these girls were constantly close together, right? And obviously Cleo is like a dark-skinned black woman, right? And there's been plenty of talks that like Ice Spice is like half Nigerian. Okay, girl, sure. I mean, I see it personally. Anyways, but basically people are like, oh my god, so this girl is like aware of like her blackness, basically. Which is such a stupid thing. Also, my blush is literally disappearing as I talk. I don't love that for me. But yeah, you know, people are like, oh my god, she's like in tune with her blackness, whatever. We love her, we love her, we love her. We love that she has like a black, dark-skinned best friend. If you were saying these things, you absolutely sound insane. You have to go and touch grass. There's no way you care that much. God, I love me a blush. This is a banging blush, by the way. I'm gonna put you on real quickly. It's not a makeup tutorial, but this is from House Labs, sorry. I always say House of Labs, like House of CB. This is House Labs in the shade Watermelon Bliss. Watermelon sugar. Yeah, I feel much more put together. Well, kind of, not really. Let me go ahead and blend this out. Yeah, so in my humble opinion, I just feel as though she was used for convenience. I feel like Cleo was probably trying to keep it cute or whatever. I mean, they're both from New York or whatever, so I feel like they had that in common. I think they're both wanting to be artists. They had that in common too. They want to be in the same spaces. They have that in common. But I just feel like it was more of a convenience thing. I think it was more of like you're a good look for me. Like, you being by my side next to me is a good look for me. And people can't say that I'm colorist. People can't say that I don't like dark skins. People can't bring that up on me the same way they have other light skin artists. That's just what I believe. Now, that is an unpopular opinion. I don't think I've heard anyone really say that. Or maybe they have, but I haven't been looking in it. I don't know. But either way, that's just truly how I feel. And I feel like that's why no one ever brought up the whole colorist conversation, as they typically have light-skinned people in the past, especially when they come into predominantly black spaces. Okay, cool. Now, final words. Let's start off with Cleo. I think with Cleo is she's learnt from her mistakes, and I feel as though one thing I truly feel she shouldn't have done is kept it going. I think she should have called her out for it. But then again, she did express that talking to Ice Spice is very hard. Like, sitting down with her and letting her understand where I'm coming from is hard, because then she even showed text messages, right, of their conversation, and Ice Spice genuinely believes that she's the ish, and believes that, you know what, you can't talk to me, you're not on my level, like, just don't talk to me, you're ungrateful, you're being ungrateful. And that's the thing about doing people favors. You do someone a favor and then they try and flip it on you, but hey, I brought you on tour with me, you're so ungrateful. But it's not a thing of that. It's a thing where, yeah, you brought me on tour and I'm grateful for that and I'm happy, but the tour was absolutely shite because you weren't even communicating with me. You have an attitude problem. You care more about this than you care about even chatting to me or engaging with me and building our friendship. So miss me with the whole ungrateful thing, like, stop it. And that's what she did with Nikki as well. So now I'm just like, girl, what really happened with Nikki and I? But like, anyways, I think she's learned her lesson all in all. One thing that I really do like about Cleo though, because I could see this going left for someone else, is Cleo knows her worth. Like, Cleo knows that she's the ish. Cleo knows that, you know what, even without her, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be chilling. Nothing's going to stop for me. My portion is not going to get any smaller just because we're not friends anymore. Now, maybe if this was like a year ago, 2 years ago, this might have been a different story. I don't know. But I think people are waking up to Ice Spice and they see her as like a messy girl who is trying to play nice all the time, when in reality, girl, you might just be a bitch. And you're not really a girl's girl, are you? You're not really making sure that everything's good on my end and protecting the girl on the bus, protecting the women as well, making sure everything's cool. Nah, you'd rather be with the guys. You'd rather be with your boyfriend all cooped up and girl, I get it. But I feel as though, make sure everything is cushy. Make sure everyone is good if we're going to be on this tour for a whole month. You know what I could be doing for a month? I could be picking up a new hobby. Could be the love of my life. I could be sleeping comfortably in my own bed. No one waking me up telling me what to do. Okay. What other things do I want to mention about Cleo? I really do think she has this great aura to her, and I don't get like this cringe, awkward vibe of like, okay, there's an ulterior motive here. It feels transparent, and I love that for her, truly. Okay, so I'm sorry, I literally just got back and I'm currently editing this video. I'm also wearing a top. Everybody calm down. I've got this green dress on. You guys will probably see it at some point on my channel. I mean, on my Instagram page, which you should definitely go and follow, by the way. Anyways, people are saying that Ice Spice fat shamed Cleo. That would be weird, considering she was never fat. Ice Spice was never fat, but she was as skinny as she is now. You know, she lost 50 pounds and doesn't know how to act, okay? I don't know where this proof is, so I'm not gonna spend too much time talking about it, but I do want to mention that a lot of people are saying that over on Twitter, that Ice Spice literally fat shamed Cleo, and people are not here for it, obviously, for obvious reasons. And yeah, that's just weird behavior if that is true, but I don't remember Cleo saying it in any of her, like, the 5-part series over on her TikTok. So if I've missed out, then yikes, sorry. But that's just insane. Like, that's just insane. Let's not get on into that conversation, okay? Because that's already a techie one as it is. Ice Spice, just do better. Okay, sorry, my camera just cut off. I had to literally take a call real quickly. But yeah, I think that it feels authentic, and it's so sad seeing her cry, but then she's evidently trying to like edit that part out. The whole situation breaks my heart, because I can imagine myself in that situation, and because I feel like bullies just feel like they can carry on with that throughout their entire life. You treat me how you want to be treated. Because then you can't come to me, you can't be mad at me if I start having an attitude now. You started it, bitch. And yes, we should be mature and do better. But Cleo's tried to have that conversation, that one-to-one, like, hey, bestie, girl, like, something's not right over here. Like, can we have a... Ice Spice just cares about nothing but herself, and I truly don't think that she's going to last. And I mark my words, I don't think it's lasting more than 2 more extra years. You know, having Taylor Swift as like a co-sign for you is great and cute and everything, but Taylor Swift is just going to drop you real quick, and that's no shade, but Taylor's then going to be on to the next thing. I'm just going to keep it real. Like, I still don't to this day understand the Taylor Swift and Ice Spice lore or the whole collaboration and everything. I just don't think they're on that same level. But you know what? Taylor Swift was doing her charity work and Ice Spice gained from it, and that was cute for her. It was absolutely cute. But now the master's slipping. I don't know whether she feels like I have to behave this way because I'm chilling with the big girls now, the big boys. And it's like, no, just be yourself and be respectful, most importantly. Be kind. Now, you're going to have days where it's like, bitch, don't try me. Leave me alone, everyone. That's fine. But treat people how you want to be treated, especially if it's like your so-called bestie. I would love to know more on Ice Spice's end. I would love to see Ice Spice talk more about it.
Listeners, and I'm sharing my stage with you, and you feeling so entitled, like you thinking that my peoples that work for me is supposed to work for you too. Like, that's so crazy to me. Like, how I'm in the shower, you gon' barge in while I'm butt ass naked, trying to press me about some bags that you gotta carry some bags. What? Like, nah, that's that shit, bro. But that's all I could do, y'all. All I could do is sigh about it, because it's just like, what can you do, bro? It's like, damn. Crash outs and they going on rants, bro. Crash outs and they going on rants. But though, at the end of the day, it's whatever, bro. Like, this shit comes with it, like, y'all see clearly, this will come with it, bro, right? So, but the whole thing that's blowing me right now is like talking about some dark energy, trying to compare a tour bus to a slave ship. Like, what are you talking about right now? What? That is crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. Like, you really gonna be friends with somebody for 2 years, but the whole time you feel like they soulless and dark? Like, you sound dumb as. If anything, we both need saving. Like, what are you talking about?
There's 3 sides to every story. There's Ice Spice's version of the truth, there's Cleo's version of the truth, and then there's the actual truth. Because people love missing out things too. Let's mention that as well, okay? But all in all, I do feel bad for Cleo, and I wish her the best of everything, and I hope that her career goes up and she gets everything she wishes for, because I don't think she was being nasty or derogatory at all, to be honest. So wish her the best with that. Now, gonna end off by talking about Ice Spice. Ice Spice, your music's trash, okay? You need to understand that your behavior stinks, okay? Calling someone ungrateful was not at all what was happening. Especially if you pause to read the text messages. Ooh, my blood was boiling. Like, this lady really thinks she's the ish. Like, girl, no, okay? And fans have gotten to your head and gassed you up. Men have gassed you up so much. Your team has probably gassed you up. If we look at the numbers, we'll see how that looks in the next 6 months to a year, okay? Humble beginnings, everyone. I think it's because she's never understood, she's never truly understood struggle, hence why she believes that, you know what, everything comes to me, I'm just a lucky bitch, I'm a lucky girl, I'm a lucky. Girl, bye. You look an absolute mess nowadays. And no, before people say, oh my god, is it because she lost weight? Shut up, it's not that. Let me explain it. Because people love to like put words in my mouth, and I just don't really appreciate that, to be completely honest with you guys. She looks lifeless nowadays. She looks lifeless, and I think that she needs to just sit down and be humble, in the words of Kendrick Lamar, yeah? Take some time out, put your phone away. I don't know whether it's like a whole parasocial relationship between her and her fans, but she believes, like, I don't know whether it's a thing where she genuinely loves to just like communicate with her fans, and her fans like feed her ego. But girl, put the phone down. Don't be chronically online, and just come to your senses. Like, damn, I've been a bit of a mean girl. Damn, I need to G-check myself and maybe go therapy. I need to heal from something. I need to be the person I was when people truly loved me, when I was the nice girl, not the one who's just a bitch walking around and just like, no, that's not nice, that's not cute. Again, we'd love to hear more on Ice Spice's end, so if something does come out, please let me know. Hopefully I don't miss it, but that's pretty much it for today's video, guys. This whole situation just really gets me so angry because nobody should be treated that way. But yeah, I think most importantly, there's so many things to be learned from the situation. So yeah, comment down below your thoughts and opinions. I've been your hostess Keisha, and I'll catch you guys real soon for a brand new video.